where do I stand? I mean, I need to be around 140. Most people are scared to death to make lowball offers on distressed properties, but for me, I love it, and it's actually one of my favorite things to do, and the reason is because I follow a very simple format that works like magic. On this video, watch me do a live call and then discuss what I did on that call with my 16-year-old son who's learning how to wholesale and flip houses. All of that and more coming up.
For a limited time, you can get a free copy of Jerry Norton's Motivated Seller Scripts so you can talk to, email, and text sellers with confidence. Download it now at freesellerscripts.com.
If you're new here, my name is Jerry Norton, and I've been a full-time real estate investor now for almost 18 years. Amongst other things, I specialize in flipping houses all across the country, and I've helped thousands of new investors get into the game of flipping and create six-figure and even seven-figure incomes. If you want to learn how to flip houses so you can live your dream life, be sure to subscribe, click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. Now it's time for the next generation to start learning the business. I had 10 kids to ensure my legacy lives on for many generations, and as part of his homeschool curriculum, my 16-year-old son, kid number 3, is learning how to wholesale and flip houses. Right now he uses my Flipster software system to find leads, then he runs the deal analyzer to determine a buy price, and when he finds good ones that he's excited about, I'll model for him how to call and talk to sellers and agents so that he can see what it looks like to make offers. And like most people, number 3 is a bit intimidated to get on the phone, which is totally normal. I felt that way too in the beginning, but what I love about number 3 is he doesn't let his anxiety stop him from taking action, which means he's going to be wildly successful in this business. By the way, if you've never heard of Flipster, it's the nation's #1 all-in-one software for organizing, streamlining, and automating all of the steps to wholesale and flip houses, including finding good deals. And if you want to learn how to get unlimited motivated seller leads for less than a penny per lead, including phone numbers and emails, register for a free training to learn all about an exclusive limited offer. Just go to getunlimitedsellerleads.com for more details. So using the MLS Finder tool in Flipster, number 3 found this distressed property for sale on market for $169,900. After running the numbers using the Flipster deal analyzer, number 3 determined that $140,000 would be a great buy price that would make it a good deal to flip. Then we called the listing agent to make the offer, which we're going to cut to that live call in a second. And it was an awesome call because the agent was super cool, but stick around because after the call, I took a few minutes to explain and discuss with my son what I did on the call and why I did it, and you don't want to miss that. Okay, let's cut to the call.
Yeah, the listing on River.
Yeah,
Sure. Have you been through it? Have you seen it at all?
No, I haven't been through it yet. Just saw the pictures. I mean, it's right up my alley. I kind of know exactly what would need to be done. I'm a flipper. I do quite a bit of these.
Okay.
Seems pretty basic.
Yeah, needs quite a bit of work. But it's seems to be mostly cosmetic.
What's the story behind this one?
There's it's the guy's owned it since I don't even know when he bought it. I gotta double check, but he's owned it for a number of years. Him and his brother. His brother moved out, got married. He stayed on at the house. He's a younger guy. And
was it being used as a rental?
It's not a rental. It's
okay.
actually been, I guess semi-abandoned. The homeowner went through some hard times and wasn't living there, and now he's back on his feet and he's living with his parents and just wants to unload it.
Just get rid of it. Okay. Well, I am cash, an investor. I would be looking to flip it. So I'd go in and do a renovation and then flip it. Have you got?
That's mostly who's going to be.
This
property.
Have you gotten much interest in it already?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Nothing we're interested in so far. A lot of flippers so far. I mean, we've had a number of people interested. Flippers, cash offers. Nowhere where the buyer wants to, make a move yet. These guys said, okay, let's just keep that in our
waiting.
pocket, or the seller keep it in the pocket, see if there's something better that comes in, and then. If we list it for a week or two and if something better comes in, then we'll just go back to those folks that, the flippers that are kind of low right now.
I might be one of them.
Okay.
But I did want to tell you I am cash. I can close quickly, and I'm unrepresented, so I'd want you to write the offer. Can you do that?
Yeah, sure. And if you want to get in to see it, I can give you a lockbox if you'd like.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, my guy on the ground that I would send over, he's licensed too, so he could do a showing if we needed to. But typically the way I like to do it, Ben, is make a verbal offer, cash. You discuss it with the seller. If he likes it or counters or whatever we come to, then write it. That way you're not wasting time. I'm not wasting time. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think the back end is on this? What do you think it'll sell for? I mean, it is on Clinton River Road. Is that a real busy road? Doesn't seem to affect residential over there much.
No, it's not. It's not a busy road at all. It's kind of
okay.
It's kind of off the beaten path. You have Van Dyke. There's not a ton of traffic on it. It's right by a park. It's it's got a great yard, and it's right by it's got Utica schools. So it's a really nice location. But like I said, the house he just let it go. I mean, it's
What's the basement like?
The basement, it was semi. It's finished, but I mean it's finished. Back in looks like if I had to guess, the 70s or 80s. Wood panels, crappy tile on the floor. It's pretty beat up down there.
Is that where the half bath is?
No, the bathrooms are right next to each other. I didn't put a picture of the half bath because it's so dirty.
Okay, it's a legit half bath.
Yeah, it's on the main floor.
Okay.
They're literally stuffed right next to each other. It's kind of awkward.
Okay. Where do I stand? I mean, I need to be around 140.
Okay. So I have 2 verbals at 140 and 1 verbal at 150.
Okay. It makes me feel good I did the right analysis then.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the number to get in there, spend some money, flip it, after you pay all your fees, make a few bucks.
Yeah, so you're in the ballpark of, what we've got back so far.
Are they unrepresented?
Yes.
Okay, so they would be direct with you as well.
Yeah. I mean, at least, one guy, like I said, one guy I've done deals with before. Another guy just kind of came out of the woodwork, sent me a text message. The 150 guy I've never dealt with before. So.
Okay. But he said no to those, so he wants to wait and see what else comes in?
Yeah. He's like, look, we listed it, we had 15 showings yesterday. We got another 9 lined up today. They're rolling in. So he's like, let's see what comes back before we just,
start talking.
Because, and to be honest, I mean, this was, when we started talking about this, and that took like 6 months to,
get around
it together and get it on the market. And to be fair, it probably benefited it because
for sure it did.
This market is insane.
Yeah.
So I don't blame them for wanting to see what comes back because
right now it's the weirdest thing as a flipper. I actually have to build into my formula appreciation. Like I've never done that before. That's just that's like a cardinal rule. You never do that because that's speculating and But if you don't, you're not competitive because everybody's adding in future appreciation because 4 months from now when I put it back on the market, it's going to be worth more.
And everyone's starting to put that into their into their planning.
So the guy that pays the most is the guy most aggressive on what he thinks appreciation is going to be.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's who puts the highest value on what the house is going to be worth when it's time to sell. I got a guy I work with. He bought a property at an auction. It took him forever. He was pissed. It took him forever to get possession. But he was going to fix it up and sell it. I was like, well, why bother? He's like, just list it.
Just list it.
He made $30,000 without touching it. He's like,
our rehabs are so minimal now. Painting cabinets, you don't even need to do much because the inventory problem. Well, I'd love to be in the running for this one. What do you think it would take to get this one?
It's going to be hard to do that so we at least get through the weekend to see, if any other offers, what kind of interest comes back. But
okay. And he gets a cash offer over a retail offer, right?
Yeah, he understands.
Okay, because you don't want inspections and appraisals and all that. I mean, maybe he does, but that's going to be that house is going to be a nightmare to get financing.
Somebody called me yesterday and asked me if I will take an FHA loan.
Yeah, no.
No. I'm like, well, why? What don't you think will pass? I'm like, no.
About 30 things.
I'm I'm like, have you ever done an FHA?
Oh, nightmare.
This house is a complete rehab.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll get my guy over there this weekend. That way we don't have to worry about looking at it, you know. I can close super fast. I can put down a big earnest money. You know, like I can maybe beat some of those other cash offers, not in price, but in terms.
Okay. All right.
So if that's important.
I got the last name was Norton. What was the first name?
Jerry.
Jerry. Okay. Yeah. At first I thought when I first said Jerry Norton, I got a flashback. I thought it said maybe Joe Norton, the old bug juice guy. If you know.
No, that's not me.
Yeah.
But I wish I was Norton Antivirus. I wish I was that Norton.
It would be good to be the bug juice guy too.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. He's probably doing all right.
Pretty well.
That's funny. No, but I've been doing deals in Metro Detroit for about 18 years.
Okay. Well, all right,
So,
Jerry. Well,
okay.
let me. We're gonna need to get through, a few more days and probably through the weekend before he's ready to.
Okay.
Do anything, but you'll definitely be in the running. I'll keep you in the loop.
And put me on your speed dial for guys to call when you get stuff like this.
All right. Yeah, you got it.
Like even before listing it, give me a call. Well, if the seller's open to it, and I'll let you represent me on every one of your listings. But I want to work with you so that you call me in the future with your deals.
Okay, absolutely. Well, I appreciate it, Jerry.
Okay. Well, then we'll
Thanks.
touch base on Monday then.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me know if anything changes or anything comes up or whatever.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jerry. Bye.
Okay, so Jonathan, I want to talk to you a little bit about what I did on that call. So you notice building rapport is like a really big thing. See, I kind of try to make friends with him, make conversation, joke a little, talk a little. It's so important when you're dealing with sellers or agents or really anybody that they like and trust you. People do business with people they like and trust. And so building that trust is really important. The way I do that, I do a couple of things. I like to ask them their opinions about things. People feel important when you ask them what they think, right? So when I say to him, what do you think it could sell for? Or, yeah, I totally agree with you about how FHA loans are hard. Find things that you can relate to them and agree with them. So the more you agree with people, the more they tend to feel valued, they feel important, and people like to feel that way, right? So that's there's no real script for that. It's just look for opportunities where you can ask questions, get his feedback, get his opinion, find out what he thinks, and you can learn things from that too, right? You can learn a ton from that. So there's that. I like to ask what's going on with the property. So I'll ask questions like, well, what's going on here? And he tells you all about the seller, he's abandoned the property, wants to sell it, things like that. He gave really good information about other offers. So did you notice when he said, yeah, we got some low offers, he didn't tell me the low offer, but then what was interesting is I said to him, yeah, I'm probably one of those. Mm-hmm. Because what you want to do is you want to be really careful. Hey, go on over in the living room now, okay? Okay? When he was saying how, yeah, we've gotten some other low offers, in my mind, I want to know what those other people are offering, so now we know what we're competing against. Mm-hmm. But I also know that they're asking 170 and we're at 140, so I want to lessen the blow to my low offer, right? Because if you just come right out and they're like, what's your offer? And you're like, it's this. If there's a big range, if you're quite a bit lower, then it can come across abrasive or offensive to some agents or sellers, if you're talking to sellers. So I kind of try to lighten it. I try to say, oh, I'm probably one of those lowball offers like those other ones you got. And then, so then as you build rapport, he'll open up more. So he told us I got a 140 and a 150. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to tell us that. He's telling us our competition. So now we know where we stand. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to pay 150 or that we can beat those other offers, but at least we kind of know, all right, well, what am I up against? What are the odds that we're going to have a shot at this? And so then you hear me ask him, I'm like, hey, how do we get in the running, right? How do you throw us in the hat? How do we get a call back? And did you hear what I said? I said, we may not be able to be the best price, right? So there's that 150 offer, but maybe they need financing. Maybe they need 30 days to close. Maybe they need inspections. Maybe they need stuff, and we can waive all of that. Now, not everybody has that opportunity. A lot of people that, watch my videos, they don't have big earnest monies and they can't close in 2 days and all that. But we can, so we're going to leverage that. And as you get better and better at this business and you have those options, you can use them to become a better investor. So, like, maybe that 140 offer and we're 140, but they have $1,000 earnest money and we have a 10,000 earnest money. Or maybe they need 2 weeks to close, we can close in a week. Some sellers will take a lower offer if the terms are better. So, and then we ended up with, okay, well, we'll call you on Monday. So we're not out of this deal. We may have a shot at this deal. I feel really good about 140 as a buy. If we can get that deal for 140, I think we can keep the rehab at 30, and I think that baby will sell in the 220s. Now, the comps right now are not 220, but the Metro Detroit market's blowing up, and it's been blowing up. So I'm factoring on in 4 or 5 months when we go to sell it, getting a little bit of that appreciation. So I think right now the number's 210 if we were to sell it today fixed up, but in 4, 5, 6 months when we actually sell it, it's probably 225. Now that's a little risky to make that assumption, but I think that's okay to do given just I've been paying really close attention and I don't think it's going to slow down too much. So what other things did you pick up from that? What things did you learn from the call? Or questions maybe?
Well, we had those other agents, and like sometimes they're just that other guy was a lot meaner, and this guy was like you could tell he was a lot more interested in talking to you, and he also did a good job of like not just making an offer and then like not like you made it sound like he was your friend, and I feel like that can really help you when making an offer.
Yeah, it totally helps you. That's such a big part of it. Did you notice I said, hey, I want to be your guy. I want you to save my number, call me. Because this guy could turn into deal after deal. He could be a guy that we get 5 deals a year.
Because that's what he was saying. Those other offers were guys
people he knew.
Yeah, people that he knew.
One of them he knew. Yeah, he said one of them I knew, the other one I didn't. So we already have to compete against a buddy, someone he's worked with before. That guy has an advantage over us. But if we can get our foot in the door, agents like this, they tend to get a lot of distressed properties. Those agents tend to get more distressed properties because they know how to talk to that type of a seller. They're patient. If you look at these pictures, they're horrible. There's like bunk beds in the picture and crap everywhere on the floor. Yeah, but the agent doesn't really care. It doesn't concern him. He's okay to do a listing like that. Some agents they don't want to take on listings like that, so they don't really get much of that. So this is the kind of agent and he's friendly, he's open. He said he'd give us the lockbox. Yeah. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to give a lockbox.
That was cool.
Yeah, like I could just call this guy and say, hey, what's the lockbox? We want to go in there. And he'd give it to me without representation. So really cool guy. I'd love to build relationships with agents like this. A lot of people, they underestimate just how powerful agents are in this business. Yeah. My goal is to have hundreds of agents that know you, they know you can perform, they know you're a cash buyer, and they'll call you with their deals. And sometimes I said to him, hey, preferably call me before you list it. Because imagine he got this listing, imagine he calls us up and he says, hey, I'm getting ready to list this property on Friday, but why don't you go over there and take a look at it and give me your number. I know what the seller's bottom line is. They'll be happy if they get this number, and he'd prefer to sell it without going online. Now, not all sellers are that way, but if you were, and we come in there, make our offer, get the deal, that'd be sweet. So that happens all the time. So this is really great to kind of model that, but guess what? Getting on the phone and doing it is how you learn the best.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awkward. You're gonna stumble. They're going to ask questions. You're not going to know what to say. But you do it again and again and again, and just like anything, you get better and better until it's like second nature and comfortable. So it's exciting. But great job, Johnny. You found this deal. The numbers aren't that far off.
Yep.
It's a great fix-up deal, and we might get it.
Yep.
All right.